Hello everybody. Wow, it's been a long time since I made like a rambling video. I'm a bit out of practice, but hello. I hope you're all doing really well. If you're new to my channel, hello. If you've watched videos before, hello to you too. As I say, I'm very out of practice, but yeah, I've not made some videos for a little while. I had some like uni exams and stuff going on, and you know what those are like. So yeah, I kind of let the ASMR slide for a little bit, but I really missed you guys. The community is so unbelievably just loving and friendly and supportive, to a point where it actually like makes me feel really bad when I don't, put out more content for you guys, because it's yeah, you guys are really something special. So thank you very much for all of that. But I've not made videos for a little while. I made one video, which was a full day of ASMR, where I recorded 1 minute every hour for a full day, and yeah, that video was a lot of fun to make, but it required so much organisation, and I kind of didn't want to put out like another video that wasn't like, as conceptually cool as that. Oh, yeah. So I was trying to think about like what other video ideas I could make that like at that cool conceptual level, and I have ideas, but like they take like a bit of organisation and like a bit of planning and stuff, and I feel like I'll do them as well, but I'll also just do like this kind of video where I'm just rambling to you guys, because I enjoy that as well. And yeah, I feel like if anybody else out there enjoys them too, why not? So yeah, you might have noticed as well, if you have seen my previous videos, that this is not the usual room. This is a different location, and that's because I am in a different room. I'm currently staying with my parents for a few weeks, so I'm in a different bedroom, and their house has a lot less road noise. It still has some road noise, but enough that I felt comfortable doing this by a window, which I would never dream of doing in my flat, because the road noise, as I've said before, is permanent. So yeah, we're by a window right now, and I was actually hoping to maybe open the window and see how that sounds. Hopefully we might get like some gentle wind noises. I'll open it, and then as soon as I hear anything that doesn't seem ASMR like, I'll close that boy up. So here we go, opening the window. Well, I don't know if you can hear anything, but I can feel a nice cool breeze, a nice dark evening air, and that's nice for me. Yeah, I'm also on my bed as well. Oh, car. There's a car. No car. Is that a car? No. You know what? I'm just going to pretend it's wind. Oh, that lovely breeze. Yeah, so I'm in my bed, or I'm on my bed right now. And it's night time. Ta-da. Hence the lack of daylight. And I've got like a fancier setup going on here, I think, than usual. We've got a different camera. I mean, previously we didn't actually have a camera, we just had my phone, but now we've got an actual camera, so that's quite fun. I've got 2 lights going on. I mean, I don't know if anyone cares about this, but this is just rambling, so we've got 2 lights going on there. This is like the behind the scenes. We've got my microphone, and I've got I don't know what you call it. It's a pop filter, I think it's called. Because for some reason today, when I did a little practice session, oh the wind, when I did a little practice session, I thought for some reason I was particularly, for some reason my whispering was popping, and I'm not talking about the good kind. All my P's were coming across really harsh. So we've got this going on here. I'm not sure if it's doing anything, but it's making me feel pretty professional. So that's fun. My the camera, when I was using it, it's not got a autofocus. So if I get right up close to you, it's not gonna focus on it. It's gonna stay right here. This is where it's focusing. It doesn't care. This is the money maker. But that means that when I had to set the focus, I had to get behind the camera and then set the focus. But because I was behind the camera, I couldn't set the focus on myself. You understand? So what I needed something to put here as a model to focus on, and then I'd swap in. And I have actually got the model that I used right here, if you're interested. This is Brandon. Yeah, he's not really talkative, but Brandon is a bear. He's quite self-conscious about that, so don't mention it. But he's got a bow tie on. He's made an effort. He's made an effort, guys. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Got a little bow tie. It's a nice tartan black. It's a nice little tartan, actually. Yeah. This guy, me and he's called Brandon, by the way, the bear. Brandon the bear. For some reason we just have the exact same proportions. Big head, really small body. Arms that are, his arms are as big as his head. But no, me and Brandon we've been pals for a good few years now. I won Brandon in a church fair. I remember the competition was guess the name of this bear, and I couldn't read at the time. As young children so often are incapable of doing. I couldn't read. So I remember my mum had to read out the list for me, and it was a long list of names, and you just had to say which name you thought was the name of the bear. And at the time I thought, what is the name of the bear? And my mum started reading out the list of names. I'm realising now that if the list of names was alphabetical, she didn't get very far. But she got through all the A's, Adam and what is another name that begins with A? Adam and Alistair. So she read out the names such as Adam, Alistair, the A's, and then she got into the B's. Bertie, Barry, Bob, Brandon, and I remember thinking, that's it. This bear's called Brandon, no question. And I was convinced. And I remember thinking, is that the right answer? Out of all names in the world, is that the right answer? As if that's how the competition worked. Oh, bit of wind there. The wind's just driving on past. But yeah, so I guessed Brandon, and me and Brandon have been we've been pals ever since. What's funny actually about the Brandon thing, I'll let Brandon go back. that story doesn't actually end there though, because a few years later, I remember going to a school fair now, and there was a bear there. Bears are very there's a big problem in the UK of big teddy bears not having a home. It's a real problem. But there was a teddy bear in my school fair. I think I must have been like 7 years old, maybe 6, 7, something like that. But this was after I got Brandon, and it was this bear doesn't have a name, so he's got no name. Give him a name. I remember thinking, that's so sad. You know, this bear's not got a name. So I went up to see the list of names, and, you know, school being school, the kids were just writing their own names. And I remember looking at the list, and it was like Joe, Charlie, and I was like, these aren't bear names. Joe, are you joking? I mean, Charlie, that's actually a bit of a bear name, to be fair. No, not to insult any Charlies, but Joe the bear. No, I'm not sure about that. So I remember looking at the bear, thinking, what's a good name for this bear? And you won't believe the name that I came up with. Anyway, long story short, this is Brandon 2. There you go. So this is Brandon. This is the other bear. He's not really a polar bear, but he's quite blonde. Is he a polar bear? I don't think he's a polar bear. What are you? No, I don't know, but yeah, this is Brandon too. I don't refer to Brandon 2 as Brandon 2. I refer to him as Brandon because I think it would be mean. Because I feel like it would imply that he's, you know, not as good as Brandon 1, and that Brandon 2 is like second to Brandon, and they're just as good as each other. To be fair though, Brandon, this one, doesn't have any formal wear, so, you know, he's not made the effort. But we won't hold it against him. Anyway, that's the Brandons. There you go. Yeah, but they make for excellent focusing models. So, yeah, there you go. That's a little bit of information behind the scenes. I'm currently using stolen is such a harsh word. Borrowed equipment from my dad. So, you know, thanks very much, my dad. I'm using his mic stand, his camera, his tripod. Oh, that's it actually. Yeah. His popper thingy. But there you go. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, thanks very much, my dad. What do you guys think about how the window is, by the way? I feel like I can hear the wind driving quite loudly. I might shut the window. I think that's, yeah, let's close the window up. And I was hoping, see, it was raining earlier, and I thought that was lovely. And I was really hoping that I'd be able to capture some, you know, some late night rain vibes. But unfortunately it stopped raining. And that's a shame. I know, crazy anecdote. Anyway, let's shut this window. There we go. Okay. There's a lot less wind noise now. But I hope everyone's doing well though. You know, it's the summer time of year, or at least it isn't if you're in the UK. I know that other people it's not summer around the world. So yeah. For us though, it's summer. It's heating up. It's getting you know, the jumper weather is on its way out, and I'm a big jumper guy, or sweater. I don't know, what does an American call a jumper? A sweater. I'm not too sure. Either way though, I like sort of cozy wear, you know, like cozy layers. So yeah, the summertime is not the best, but it's also very comfortable. Generally, maybe. I'm not too sure. This is bad rambling. I didn't bring along any of the stuff I usually tap on, so it's all, you know. If I do any tapping videos, it's all gonna have to be new items. I mean, there's a whole room full of stuff here that I could potentially make tapping sounds on, so the potential is very high. I've got a lot of stuff here. Yeah, I'm sure we'll find something. I was watching a bit of that new Netflix documentary, or is it? I'm not sure if it's a documentary actually, but it's the Formula One Drive to Survive. Yeah, Drive to Survive. I'm gonna try not to go on about it, because if you've not watched it, it might be really boring hearing me talk about it. But you know, if you've not watched it, it's just basically like a documentary, or like a sort of, yeah, I guess a documentary about what it's like, or no, it's just sort of following stuff that goes on in Formula One basically. I mean, I'm only 2 episodes in, so maybe it's gonna become more documentary-like, but I've never followed Formula One before in my life, and I had no idea that it was so, like, I guess intense, maybe. I mean, it's just, I think I never really thought about it, because of course it's intense. You know, it's Formula One. It's like crazy fast cars with like engine teams, and those pit stops. Whew, those pit stops are so satisfying. It's like ASMR, actually. It's all coming together. It's all you know, when they bring the car in, and then it's just like boom, 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 and then they get the new tires on, and then it's just bam, you know, right out of there. Wow, that is impressive. Those guys should really think about moving out of Formula One and into ASMR, because that's where the real money is. But they are very impressive, though. I mean, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, which I'm sure none of you are, because it's very famous, but I'm just going to patronise you for a little bit here. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's just like they replace the wheels and lift up the entire car in, like, I don't know, it must be under a few seconds. It's really, really impressive. Yeah, I feel like it's just so, like, intensely terrifying. I mean, I feel like everybody involved, everyone's job is so, like, high stress. That's not very ASMR like. I apologise for putting that image in your head. I wonder what, like, a very stress-free Formula One race would be like. I guess it can't really be a race then, can it? I mean, racing is, like, inherently stressful, right? There's no way that you could have a race and it not be stress-free. I mean, maybe it could be. I mean, is it stress that's required to get people to, like, actually care? Can you care about a race and want to win it and it still be a functioning race, whilst also just being totally calm and relaxed? Maybe you can. That doesn't seem that far-fetched. Or maybe you can, but you won't be, like, the best in the world. Maybe that's what distinguishes the best. Or maybe the best is someone who gets all that stress, but then doesn't let it get to them. Maybe that's the difference between, like, stress and pressure. Pressure is like, you know, it's like sort of expectation or a fear of failure that's, like, put on you. You know, like a reason not to fail. It's like put stress is how you deal with that pressure and let it like affect you in a negative way. You know, so like you could be under pressure but not be stressed at all. But if you're stressed, that's when you're feeling the pressure. This is all speculation, really. If you're sitting there and you know exactly what the difference between stress and pressure is, then sorry for not getting it right. But we're speculating. We're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. That's my favourite thing to say. We're figuring it out. But yeah, these Formula 1 racing guys though, wouldn't be me. Wouldn't be me. It's a little bit too fast for my liking. I think it's just. I mean, cars these days are so fast. It's unbelievable. Although, I've got a crazy story for you. Speaking about fast cars, there's a car called the Bloodhound. Apologies about that, my camera just stopped. As I mentioned, it's a new camera, and I have no idea how to work it, so yeah, I just restarted it then, and I think it might have become a little bit darker. Was it always that dark? I can't remember. Either way though, hello again. Yeah, so there's this car, right, it's called the Bloodhound. I think it's called the Bloodhound SSC, or something along those lines. And it was a car that was made in an attempt to break the land speed world record for the fastest car ever. And I think its big claim was that it was going to try and go over 1,000 miles per hour, you know, as a land speed car. And I really actually should find out what happened to it and how is it going? Has it made it? I don't think so. I think it probably was a fail maybe, but it might have broken the record. I really don't know. In fact, you know what? I'm going to Google it and get back to you. Oh no. Okay, so the Bloodhound LSR, formerly Bloodhound SSC, is a British land vehicle designed to travel at supersonic speeds with the intention of setting a new land speed world record. The arrow-shaped car, under development since 2008, is powered by a jet engine and will be fitted with an additional rocket engine. The initial goal is to exceed the current speed record of 763 miles an hour, with the vehicle believed to be able to achieve up to 1,000 miles per hour. So yeah, the timeline was that it was announced in 2008, and then it started being tested in 2017, and then in 2018 it was tested in ranges of 500 to 600 miles per hour, bearing in mind that the record was 763. 763, that's pretty nippy. If you're not on the miles per hour unit, by the way, this is 1,228 kilometers an hour is the I don't know what the units are called. Is it metric and imperial? No, that's weight. Either way though, the European one is 1,228 kilometers an hour, and 1,000 miles an hour is 1,609 kilometers an hour. So yeah, undeniably fast. But apparently though, in 2021, lack of funds prevented the fitting of the Namo rocket in 2020, and combined with the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, this meant that the opportunity to run the vehicle in 2021 was lost. In January 21, the vehicle was said to be up for sale, and is reported that the team has moved on to other projects, and the vehicle is currently on display at Coventry Transport Museum. Well, my interesting thing is that when I was at school, I went to a university open day. Well, it wasn't really an open day actually. It was like an open weekend to get to know the university. And one of the things that they did was they held a competition to see who could make the best car out of foam. measure the time it passes at this light gate, and then the time it measures goes through this light gate. And if you know the time it takes to get from here to here, and you know how far it is from here to here, you can work out the speed that it was travelling between the two, because speed equals distance over time for all you physics people out there. And from that, you can determine who got the car to go the fastest, right? And just to be clear, you're given the foam as a big rectangular block, which you have to carve into a rocket shape and then put your wheels in. Many of the other groups spent a long time trying to make their cars as aerodynamic as possible. And whilst me and the guy I was working with, we both knew that aerodynamics are important, what's more important is there's an equation which is F equals ma, force equals mass times acceleration. So if we were trying to get the biggest acceleration, that is, if you rearrange for acceleration, this is acceleration equals force over mass. So what we're essentially saying is, if you want to get the biggest acceleration out of an object, the lighter that object is, the greater it will accelerate. So if you apply a horizontal force to an object of like a certain amount, if the object weighs twice as much, it will accelerate half as much. That's the logic, right? So essentially, whilst all the other groups are trying to make their cars as aerodynamic as possible, me and the guy I was working with were trying to cut as much weight as possible from the thing. So we were like sanding the wheels down so they were like as thin as possible, and like removing spokes from the wheel. Eventually when we tested it, out of the 15 or so cars, me and my guy's car was the fastest, which was pretty satisfying, I won't lie. But this whole competition thing was put on by people who worked with the Bloodhound, and the prize that we got was we got our names written on the tail fin of the Bloodhound car. So this competition was held like all over the country, loads of times. So there was literally hundreds of names on this tail fin by the end. So I'm not like special. It's not like my name and that's it. It's like a whole wall of names, and then in teeny tiny writing, I'm there somewhere. So I'm gonna. If the car is currently in a car museum in Coventry, I kind of feel like I might trek out there someday. I'm not really sure where Coventry is, to be honest, but I'll trek out there and take a look at the car. Maybe get out a microscope or no, it's not a microscope. What's that thing that detectives have, but they don't really have because that's ridiculous. But it's a magnifying glass. I'll get out a magnifying glass, and you never know, I might be able to see my name. So yeah, that was my big anecdote about how, as much as I'm not a fan, or not a fan, but as much as I find Formula One very stressful, I clearly have got I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyway, there you go. I do recommend the documentary though. The 2 episodes I have seen, I do recommend. Although, if you like, I can see myself really getting into Formula One now. It's one of those things where, like, once you watch the documentary, you kind of want to become like an expert on all things Formula One. Like, I'm already starting to like learn names, and I'm like, I want to learn everyone's name. I want to know all the teams. I want to know what names go with what team, yeah, it's very good stuff. So yeah, I do recommend that. Okay, well, I've been rambling for a little while think I might call it there for an evening because I'm also getting a little bit sleepy. But it's been a lot of fun rambling. We got some good stuff covered there. We talked about the Brandons. We talked about my new setup with the camera that focuses on the Brandons. We talked about the window and and all the excitement that goes with that. And then I went on about Formula One for ages. Wow, what an evening! I hope you've had a lot of fun, and I hope to see you again soon in another one. I'm going to be bringing more stuff out, don't you worry. You can take that to the bank, although don't, because I don't know what bank would accept that, but you can try. Alright then, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you soon.